You don't have an anxiety problem, you have a control problem. I'm about to attempt to explain why. But first, I want you to understand that you must first determine in your mind why you want to overcome that in the first place. Why do you want to overcome anxiety? What is your motive? Identify that, hold that inside your mind as we continue on, and I guarantee you will find the answer. You do not have an anxiety problem, you have a control problem. See, the world wants you to believe that anxiety is some bad thing that cannot be stopped, that it cannot be controlled. They want you to believe that it cannot be taken away. They want you to believe that you cannot have control over it. This is what the programming of the world told you to believe. This is why a lot of people cannot get rid of anxiety, because they don't understand what it is. When you do your research and you understand what anxiety is, it says that the behavioral psychotherapists will affect their thought patterns to get over anxiety. So if it's thought patterns, then guess what the missing piece is? The missing piece is mind control. And it seems like nobody understands. Because I want you to look at this from a professional standpoint, because I'm a professional, and hopefully you can self-analyze this in the way I've done. I said, okay, if thought patterns is involved with anxiety, then it stems from the lack of not being able to control thought patterns, which then leads you to mind control, right? So understand that you can have all the money, you can have all the influence, you can have opportunity, you can have talent, you can have all of it. But if you lack mind control, what is the point of it? I could give you an example. Look at a fat old dork. He's rich, but that's it. He lacking every other area. Would you want to be him or me? I have mind control. Perhaps he's richer than me, but I can control my mind. My body is fit. I'm sexy. I'm charismatic. I'm strong. Women love me. I'm intelligent. I'm Preme, right? So why would I want to be this old fat dork just because he's richer? Why would I would never swap live with Elon. He doesn't have what I have. Perhaps he had more money than me, but he does not have the same amount of mind control that I have. So why would I want to be him? So these people don't understand that anxiety is a form of mental discordance, but they refute all of their problems because the Matrix have taught them to do that. So they don't want to believe that they can overcome anxiety. What they want to do is continue and use it as an excuse, as a blanket, as a shield over all of their monumental garbage of which they use. So they use anxiety, depression, all of these things as a cloak to ignore the deficiencies. And then they try and ignore the deficiencies by trying to get more money. By trying to get more money. And that's false. Because I said, if you're a witch, take this into thought. Let's run a thought experiment. If you're a rich weenie, if you're a weenie, period, if you're a dork and you get money, just become a rich weenie. But if you're rich Preme, a man like me of status, intelligence, all of it, you become a rich Preme, right? A man like me that gets money, all of his attributes get amplified. That's what happens. So when these people come with their depression, their anxiety, their stress, and all these mental disorders that they have, they try and use money as a cop-out way to allow them to forget their deficiencies. They try and cover up their weaknesses instead of trying to fix it. So when I look at these people's lives, yes, you may have money, but your mind is broken. They can't even stop food from going into their mouth. So this is why I say money is just an amplifier. If you do not change what's within, if you don't understand that anxiety, depression, stress, all of these things, burnout, all comes from lack of mind control. I do not have these things in my reality because I do not believe in them, right? There's going to be peasants. There's going to be people who do not understand it. It's perfectly fine. I want you to understand that reality is best when you have mind control. The fact that we all live inside of our mind mind is subjective. We all know this, that each circumstance that happens to us is the circumstances which we get to interpret upon ourselves. Let's say some bad thing just happened. Two things can happen to the same two people. One will come out looking at it as different. Will say this good thing has happened. Like me, perhaps. The difference between me and some of these people, my girlfriend died, right? I didn't get anxiety. I didn't get depressed because I had mind control. My girlfriend died. I looked around and I said, fantastic. What do you mean fantastic? All of the peasants came to Preme. All the peasants came, Preme. What do you mean fantastic? Your girlfriend just died. I said, fantastic. I now get to become a superhero. Batman parents have to die. Batman parents had to die for him to emerge and train and become stronger, harder than ever before after they died. So perhaps my girlfriend had to die for me to become Preme, a fantastic force. So this is what I'm trying to explain. When your mind is in your control, you can shift your mental moods. You will no longer be anxious. You will no longer be depressed. You will no longer have stress when your mind is in your control because you can control it. It's a shift. That's all it takes is a mental shift. And it seems like nobody can shift their mind. So when I get on here and I'm talking about pizzazz and I'm talking about all the pertinence that you need to control your mind, you cannot ignore these things. You need pertinence and you need pizzazz. Some of you lack the pertinence. These people allow themselves to be tired, but they never fight through the tiredness. Pertinence gives you the ability to be tired and still fight through it. Through what? What did I just explain? Mental control. What is this video about? Mental control. So identify why you want to achieve mental control right now. Run yourself a thought experiment. What will be the benefits that you will see in your life with mental control? How would your life improve with mental control? How would everything work out how it's supposed to with mental control? I want you to identify that. I want you to go harder than ever before. I want you to train your mind. I want you to attempt to decipher the mechanisms which is trying to keep you anxious and depressed, right? This is the matrix system. This is how it works. It works over a gradual process of time. The way that the matrix infiltrates your mind is through time. You may not understand that it's happening when it's in front of your face. A lot of people do not recognize that they've been taught to be anxious. They've been taught to be depressed. They've been taught all of these things, but all of it's complete garbage. You need to get rid of it. Like I've done, right? So a lot of people are down here and they need to get up here, which is why I'm explaining to you the route. There is hope. There is a way out if you understand that it all comes down to mind control. But if you can't control your mind, nothing else matters. Even the book of Proverbs talked about it's better for a king to control himself rather than for a king to control a whole kingdom, because the man who can control himself is a man fit to lead. He won't be brought down by the mental efficiencies or the mental deficiencies which life purport. He won't be hindered by external circumstances which happens, right? So people in my life, in fact, I had this conversation last night. I happened to be training out in the backyard in the wilderness by myself, right? I was out there training. Just listen to this very carefully. This connects to my point, so make sure you listen to this. I was out there training. It was pitch dark. There was no light in the backyard, and I was back there training, right? Training, boom. And I happened to get locked out, so I knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. He comes and opens it. I go back in the house, and I go back in the front, take the trash out. And I take the trash out, and he asked me a question. He said, "You weren't afraid back there?" I was like, "No, why would I be afraid? I'm Preme." What? He was like, "Well, man." And I explained to him how I trained out into the wilderness, because a previous wilderness experience taught me everything that I need to know about controlling my mind. I was out in a tent in the wilderness. I spent nights in the tent, no food, no water. I was out there by freezing cold water. At night, it felt like the tundra. And during the day, it felt like the Savannah desert. So I was cold at night and I was hot during the day. And I was out there with a bunch of wild animals, a bunch of wild beasts, which I had to face. I completely gave over the fear of all things in life because I recognized that it all stems from what? The missing piece. Mind control. If you can control your mind, you can get over fear. If you can't control your mind, you can get over all the destitute, all of the garbage proportions which the Matrix try and purport upon your mind, making you seek to be trapped. All of it. It can all be overcame with a controlled, complete mind. All of the results that you want can be done with a complete mind. If you can't tell yourself and make yourself obey, if you can't tell yourself to do something and make yourself obey, then you're weak no matter what you try and do, right? That's the real game. People think the problem is motivation. They think, oh, I don't feel motivation. Oh, I feel sick. I feel depression. Those are not the problems. I'm going to tell you because motivation is temporary. Motivation changes with mood. But guess how mood is affected? Guess how mood is affected? Mood is affected through mind control. You can shift your mental moods when you get in control. So all of these things stem from the missing piece, mind control. If you want to overcome all of the lack, all of the worry, all of the stress, all of the limitation, then you need to dedicate yourself to seeking how to control your mind, which is what I teach, right? I even have 78 men all hearing from me every single day inside the free t.me/Preme operations, free Telegram, or the link in the description. 78 men all in there learning how to control their mind on a daily basis because they know mind control is important. And we only want the strongest on our team, which is why I'm trying to free some of you. I'm trying to free some of you because discipline matters, nothing else. Control matters, nothing else. All of the lack of mental control is causing you the stress and the worry and the anxiety and all these different things. Even distractions are a lack of mind control. I can tell you this because the same way how these people sit on TikTok all day, I can sit on TikTok all day, do the same exact thing, but I can break the trap. I can break and pizzazz my brain by the end of the day. I can scroll all day, just like how these peasants do. By the end of the day, I see how influenced my brain is, how my eyes is about to bulge out of my head, and I blink and pizzazz my brain. So when I do this, it gives me certainty that I still have mental control. That's why I practice on a daily basis discomfort to make sure that I obtain my mental control, right? Because as a man, mental control, as I said, is powerful. It is the only thing in reality. When you look at the highest successful businessmen in the world, what do they have? Mental control. They had mental control enough to be able to start a business and take it to the 1%. All of the elites know, but it seems like the peasants don't know. All of the kings like me know, but it seems like the peasants don't know. So this is why I say mind control matters, because if I tell myself I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups, I would do 1,000 push-ups. I may do it slowly. I may do it one at a time. Perhaps it may take days at a time, but I have mental control. Don't be a loser who lack the mental control, who lack the self-control to overcome things in life. It's so easy to win if you control your mind. Because if you can control your mind, you can control your mental moods. And your mental moods causes your revenue, your business, your money, your status, your success. And in fact, I want you to think inside of your mind that why motive that I told you to think about at the beginning. Keep that inside of your head. Why is it important for you to use mind control to get that why that's in your head right now, to use that? Why do you need mind control to make that come true? Correct. You're exactly right. That's why it's a process. It's gradual. You have to commit yourself. You have to understand why my methods are more powerful than any other methods you have heard. My methods are the true underlying fundamentals of reality, which will bring about mathematical exactitude. My methods are guaranteed because the spiritual or the mental is very, very practical. Every thought, every invention, every business was all founded on a thought. Now, if anxiety, stress, and discord, if all of these things are effects, then you need to go back to the cause. The cause is mental, which is why I teach mind control. If you can overcome all of the mental limitations, everything in life can be possible. Look at the movie The Matrix. What did Morpheus tell Neo? Morpheus told Neo, if you free your mind, you won't even have to dodge the bullets of the agents. He said, Neo, when you're ready, you won't even have to dodge the bullets of the Matrix. And in fact, he said it like this. Let me explain to you what the Matrix is, in case you don't know. The Matrix is more than just a web of illusion. The Matrix is more than just a web of illusions. It's a careful crafted reality designed to keep your mind in a state of mental imprisonment. It's crafted in such a way that you believe what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch, what you smell is all there is. But in reality, it's all part of a layer, a construct on top of the hidden truths. So the Matrix is operating in a way which you can't see, and they're keeping your mind locked into a system of all of these prohibitions. They're keeping your mind in a system of inhibition because they know once your mind is in a constant flow state, which you're in mind control, mental harmony, everything becomes possible, easy. That woman you want, easy. The cars you want, easy. The house you want, easy. All of it becomes easy with mind control. But it seems like I'm the only one that has it. Preme. So understand why my methods is so serious. Understand why my methods is so serious compared to all these other methods. What they're telling you, they're trying to get you to change effect with effect. They'll say, okay, if you do this to your business, or if you do this action, or if you do that, if you do this, then it will change. No, you need to change your mind. It is the only thing real. Mind is the only thing that real. Everybody know. And in fact, the 0.1% understand the truths that the 0.1% understand the truths that I'm imploring upon you. The fact that they tap into the mind, all mind principle. They tap into the mind principle, the all mind principle, that every business is founded upon the all mind principle, which is the reason why some people see success mentally and why some people don't see success mentally. What is the purpose of having success externally if you cannot control what you think? Ask yourself that question. What is the purpose of getting more money if you still cannot control what you think? How would it feel to have all the money in the world and still not control what you think? It'll lead to disaster. So I want you to run a thought experiment. Why is it important to control your mind? Think about why I am one of the greatest orators, and the fact that I've got you to listen to this entire video without you even blinking, without you even clicking off, as opposed to all of these streamers in the world, which they have to be clowns to entertain them, to entertain you. And I can do it just by me speaking. Look how easy it is. That is the difference between me and them. I can sit here and speak and give you truths for you to change your life, and they try and seek to entertain you, to keep you trapped in the web of illusions, which the Matrix use. And through all of these different systems that implode and come upon your brain, it is all feeding your anxiety, your depression, and all of these things, because they don't understand the mental energy exchange of humans. Once your mental battery is exhausted, then everything collapses. What they seek to do is to drain your mental battery. And if they drain your mental battery, they drain your life battery. You won't be able to do anything else. So this is why a lot of people come to me and say, Preme, in fact, you're different. The reason you're different because you teach mind control. All of these other people don't teach that. I said, correct. So these people come and say, forget them, forget these streamers, forget everybody else. I'm listening to Preme. Preme has everything I want. He has the watches, he have the chains, he have the rings, he have the women, the intelligence, he has the mind control, he has a fantastic body, he has the houses, the cars, everything that Preme has, I want. And that's what they come and say. And that is the reason why these people listen to me as opposed to listening to all these other streamers, because I give real solutions. I don't have to get on and entertain and be a clown. I can get on here and speak truth and deliver it in a way which will keep people watching. That's why I'm a fantastic orator, one of the greatest in the world at that. So this is why I say you must understand mind control. Every discordant action, every discordant mental mood that has occurred in your mind has all stemmed from mind control. And first, understand that it came from the Matrix. Because the Matrix does not have your best interests. The media machine does not have your best interests. They just want to seek you. They seek to keep you entertained and keep you chained on their platforms. That's the only reason. They're attempting to keep you trapped. I'm attempting to free you by me telling you, if you control your mind, you can break the trap and blink and pizzazz your brain. It can all be done with pizzazz. It's a simple pizzazz. So you need to seek to become Preme. Preme is a fantastic force in every planet, on every realm. It doesn't matter which realm we are at. It doesn't matter which plane of existence we're on. Preme is a fantastic force. It doesn't matter what we're doing.